Hello, hello, and welcome everybody to day 8 of our summer of self love. I am so happy to be here with you tonight. Uh, and I keep saying I'm going to do this first thing in the morning, and I've been having so many crazy days that I have not been able to join you guys until the nighttime. And I really apologize for that. And I'm going to try before noon tomorrow to be on and give you all the information you need for your day. How does that sound? I hope it sounds good because I'm really going to try to do that tomorrow. But if you have our booklet, The Summer of Self Care, which is the corollary to our Summer of Self Love, you don't even need me to tell you. You'll have it right there and you'll be able to mark it down on your own calendar, whether you have completed your mission for the day on the Summer of Self Care. So, once again, I am Dee Savoie. I am your goddess whisperer, your goddess activation guide, your author, speaker, and publisher. And today, our affirmation is all about our emotions. My emotions are valid, and I hold space for them. And this is a very important topic, dear goddesses, because as you know, many of us as women are always told that we need to be strong, we need to be there for everybody in our lives, we need one holding everything down. And you know what? There is a limit to how much powering it through and being the strong one that we can really endure without driving ourselves crazy. Just the other night, I was watching a video, like an old video from the Cher show of all things from the 70s, maybe. And there is this musical number with Cher and Raquel Welch. And you need to be an oldie but moldy like me to remember who both of these people are. And they're singing this song because I'm a woman. So it's basically all of the things they can do to hold down their lives, their jobs, their careers, their men, because they're women. And you know what? I think the days are over where we expect ourselves to be all things to all people all the time and not burn out because we do not have to continue to pretend that we can be all things to all people and still honor ourselves. And I think that's the important aspect we need to think about right now is, are we honoring ourselves in the process of doing whatever that we're doing? And when we're not, where do we feel that? We feel that in our emotions. And we have to hold space for those emotions, whatever they are, be it something positive like love, gratitude, happiness, joy, or whether it's anger, frustration, vexation that we sometimes feel because the people in our lives are not as dedicated to pouring into us as we are into pouring into them, right? So we need to really re-examine what does that strength mean to us. And I've always said that the greatest strength is vulnerability. It is not being able to go, hustle, and keep everybody afloat while we ourselves are drowning. Okay? True strength is being able to be vulnerable enough that we understand our own emotions. We give them space in our lives. We open up to them and we honor them. Okay? True strength isn't found in denying our emotion. It's found in honoring them. It's found in witnessing them. It's found in holding space for them without judgment. And here's the thing, sometimes when we feel those heavier emotions, we want to tamp them down. We want to act like they don't exist. And you know what? They do exist. And the same way we look at men and we wish that they could be more emotionally available, more emotionally vulnerable for us, we're shutting off our emotions the same way that we claim men do. Now, we may be doing it for a different reason, okay? Because we feel like we can't allow ourselves to get into our feelings like that and still be able to function. But we are still cutting ourselves off from our own humanity and our own emotions. And we cannot do that and continue to function properly. And we also have to stop judging ourselves for whatever feelings come up because all those feelings are valid. Okay? So let's take a deep breath today and repeat this sacred truth. My emotions are valid and I hold space for them. My emotions are valid and I hold space for them. My emotions are valid and I hold space for them. Your feelings are not too much. They're not wrong. They are sacred messages from within, worthy of attention, love, and care. So here are our three questions to stir our cauldron tonight. Here we go. Number one, which emotions do I allow myself to feel freely, and which ones do I suppress or judge? Now, I bet you anything that if you're feeling happiness, joy, and contentment, you're not judging that at all. But if you feel worry, or you feel anger, or you feel discontent, or you feel regret, you're definitely judging yourself for feeling those emotions. And those heavier or denser emotions are just as valid as the lighter emotions of happiness, love, and contentment. Now, no emotion that we have should we just sit down and wallow in. Like grief. Grief is meant to be felt. It is meant to be released. It is meant to be cleared and healed. Okay? But it is not meant to be a permanent state where we reside. So notice your patterns. Are there certain feelings like anger, grief, or joy that you've learned to hide? And sometimes true, we even hide our joy. Say, for example, we have a friend who things are not going right for her right now. And even if things are going really great for us and we're really, really happy, we will hide or suppress that joy so as not to make our friend feel bad. And sometimes when people are feeling bad, a little joy is exactly what they need. You may not need to express exactly why you're feeling joyful at the moment, because that may lead to maybe a little jealousy on the part or envy on the part of your friend, or you might make them feel bad. But the exuberant part, without necessarily explaining everything, may be just what that person needs. Okay. So next, think about how does my body respond when I feel fully seen, heard, and emotionally safe. Hmm. And we don't always feel emotionally safe, do we? Many, many times we feel as if we do not have the space to express our emotions for whatever reason. So, how do you feel when you are emotionally safe? Tune into how emotional validation affects your body. Do your shoulders relax? Does your breath deepen? What does safety feel like in your womb space? What practices help you hold space for your emotions with compassion and not control? Consider journaling, meditation, movement, breath work, or simply placing a hand on your heart. What helps you listen without needing to fix? And there's the rub, isn't it? That's the rub. That many, many times we feel like if we are uh, in a position to feel into our emotions, that we want to fix them. If we're not feeling happy, we want to, amp up the joy. Sometimes we need to sit and feel those deeper emotions those more raw emotions, because that's really the only way to move to the other side of them, and that is through by feeling all of our very, very valid emotions and allowing ourselves sometimes even to wallow in our feelings. I know when I was a teenager, I had what I called my depressing song collection. And anytime something would happen that, would kind of knock me off my game, my rule was I had 3 days to be upset about it. And during that time, I would get out my depressing song collection and listen to all these old songs and cry and wallow in all the sadness I could muster up and all the depression and all the angst and all the whatever. But at the end of those 3 days, I had to get up and do something. And you may make a similar rule with yourself that you allow yourself to feel all of the depth of your emotions, but also know that there comes a time when it's time to get up, to do something, to change how you're feeling, to change your circumstance, and to really deal with the feelings that you have. So, I want to talk to you today about our self care challenge. This is the corollary to our summer of self love. And today, your mission was to draw a mandala. Now, a mandala is a spiritual, a ritualistic symbol in many traditions, particularly Hindu traditions. It's typically a geometric design that represents the cosmos or universe. And we know that means it's perfectly circular, right? Because our universe is circle upon circle upon circle, which is really a spiral. Okay? Mandalas are used for meditation, healing, and as a teaching tool, often found in Buddhist and Hindu art. And some of them are very, very beautiful. So if you would like to make your mandala today, I would suggest you find your friend Google and take a look at some of the mandalas there. I can also send you a womb mandala for you to fill out and color and put in all of your uh, emotions, your waters, your fires, your thoughts, and your grounding, because we know that our womb is made up of all four elements plus the center. So I will add that um, in part of the chat when this becomes live here for everyone to see. And remember that if you would like to download our Summer of Self Care booklet, I'm going to copy that now. I'm going to put that into the chat. Okay, and now I'm going to show it on the screen. This is how you can download your very own Summer of Self Care guide. Now, I don't know why this is showing. I got two people in here. My extra camera. Oh, yeah, I was trying to do a thing where I did two cameras, but it didn't quite work out. I'm still learning this new platform. So it's innovate, darlings. Um, I want to leave you with a closing blessing, and I want you to take note that the way that I'm offering these closing blessings is a very, from what I understand from one of my teachers, a very Irish way to send out blessings. When you say, may this happen or that happen, it's a very, Gaelic sort of blessing to you. And I honor that. So may you be the sanctuary your emotions long for. May you hold space for your joy, your sorrow, and your freedom and your softness. And may you always remember your emotions are not a weakness, They are wisdom. I thank you so much for being here with me tonight. And I've talked myself up to 15 full minutes of conversation tonight. And I thank you for being with me and for um, allowing me to come into your space every single day this month. And I'll see you next time on day 9. Bye bye.